Let's talk some sports, baby.
Taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by Jones.
And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
Welcome to A Drink of Wisdom with Jay Wise and Nathan Drinkard. I'm your host, Cody Ward. Thanks for spending some of your time with us tonight. As a reminder to the listeners, besides being on all your favorite podcast platforms, A Drink of Wisdom is also on YouTube, with each So segment available. Head on over, and if you like what you hear, we'd appreciate your subscription. What's going on, guys?
Hey, it's the drink, it's the beard, and it's the wisdom. Let's do it.
Let's talk some sports, baby. Let's roll, baby.
Best part of my week. In episode 78, the NBA looks for replacements. Major League Baseball finally figured it out, and we examine NFL trade possibilities. But we began our NBA restart coverage with the players who won't be helping restart the 2019-2020 season. The window for most roster transactions opened Tuesday in the NBA and will run until the 30th. Players from the 22 playoff or play-in teams will have to decide if they want to participate in the Orlando restart or stay home. So far, no superstars have opted out, but a few notable players have. Trevor Ariza, Avery Bradley, Davis Bertans, Willie Cauley-Stein, and DeMarcus Cousins are among the high-profile healthy scratches that we know of today. Their reasons range from contract concerns to high-risk family members to off-court issues entirely, but they'll no doubt be missed. So, Drink, of these five big names, who sounds like the biggest loss to their team?
Well, let's start off talking about who's not a big loss. All right. Let's talk about DeMarcus Cousins. He's been dead for the last 2 seasons, so he's definitely not a big loss. I don't know why I don't even know how he made the list. They should have made, you know what, before you made this list, you should have required them to have a physical, and he wouldn't even made the list. Here's the deal. All right. Let's Willie Cauley-Stein, you know, for me personally, I'm like, hey man, go have your kid. I think Dallas is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with this restart anyway. Even if they would have had him, I thought they was going to be in a tough situation. And you know, David Bertans, hey, listen, first of all,
You can say it. Who cares?
you know, I'm trying to be politically correct. Come on, man. Golly, I'm trying to be nice here, man. But I don't even know how the hell Washington made the cut from the start. And now we're talking about a dude that we barely even knew was on the team. Instead, like, come on, man. If there was Bradley Beal or maybe the Thomas kid, like, John Wall is more interesting than this cat. And John Wall ain't played in like 2 years either. Like, all right, whatever. But that's their sharpshooter, so I see why he made the
42%
list.
from three. I mean, hey,
That's
they
their
all that
sharpshooter.
bad,
Hey.
you know?
Yeah. Where the team is all that bad. So
Well, we do. Hey, one day we know about Washington. We do know they score.
that they do. We seen them, you know, 3 overtimes and still took the L. But I think this list is more wrapped around 2 players for me. Number 1 is Avery Bradley. Let's call it what it is. Avery Bradley is gonna be probably up to this point, and if not, you know, in the future, he'll probably be the biggest name that's gonna sit out in this list. Here's the deal. He was the 3rd most important guy on that Lakers team. Bar none, you can't argue. He was their number 1 two-way player. I know what you say. Hey, they got AD. AD is a superstar. It's like, it's brackets to this, right? You got superstars, and then you got your role players. I'm not talking about the superstars. I'm talking about the role players. He was their number 1 guy as a role player. We seen what happened with the Lakers when Avery Bradley comes to play. They're very hard to beat. We seen them play the Clippers. The Clippers was like, oh, we got these dudes. We the better team. Avery Bradley showed up. Hold up. They're a little better than we gave them credit for. Oh, hey Bradley. Oh, shoot another one. So we know what the Lakers are when Bradley is clicking. Now you have to make up for that. And it's funny. Well, you know what? Let me breeze past Trevor Ariza right quick, and then I'll come back to Avery Bradley. Trevor Ariza, listen, one of my better, you know, favorite role playing guys in the NBA. You know, veteran, championship pedigree, then done it all, been around for a while. He's gonna have to sit out because of his unfortunate situation. Portland, to me, it's 2 teams while we even talking about 22 teams. First and foremost, 2. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like what I'm saying and you listen to what I'm saying now, make sure you drop a comment. Holler at your boy. I debate it, but this is how I feel, and it is what it is. Now, here's the thing. If it wasn't for Zion Williamson being a star, we wouldn't give a rip about New Orleans. But he is a star. He done his job at, you know, promoting himself and doing what he do. So, okay, cool. The NBA needs you. And then it was Portland. Why? Portland was a team that we seen. They was in the Western Conference Finals last year. This is a team that me and Jada went back and forth about this, that we felt was going to, you know, show up, but they didn't show up about as much as Nurkic has showed up since he's been wearing a Portland jersey, right? So they didn't show up. But Trevor Ariza, if he would have played, I do think they would have been a better team. He's not going to play. That is going to hurt because, like I said, they need all the bodies they can get. You know, smoke them if you got them, and they ain't got them. So going back to Bradley, right? Here's the deal. You know, I look at this. It's a blow, man. It's a blow. I can't even. I try to sugarcoat it. It's hurt, man. It hurts not having Bradley. But talking to Jay, we was talking about earlier. It is 3 options that the Lakers got now that they can use to not replace Bradley fully, but to kind of, you know, cover that gap, you know, to a point where it don't hurt as bad. Option A, my personal favorite option. Say what you will. I go with putting Alex Caruso, replacing Avery Bradley with Alex Caruso. Here's the deal. Say what you want about the guy, but when him and LeBron are in the same lineup, they are one of the top duos in the NBA. I'm telling you that right now. And what I like about Caruso is this. He plays defense. What you're going to miss out of Avery Bradley more than those 3-pointers that he makes is his defense, his two-way capability. You need a guy that can replace that two-way capability. I know they got Danny Green. Yeah, I know. And I'm still talking about his two-way capability. So take that for what it's worth. So you need a guy that got some spring left in his legs, the knees. He ain't got to put on the icy hot. They can still get it done. That's your boy, Alex Caruso. Him and LeBron play very well off each other. You've seen it. And you know what I'm saying? And he's the most athletic of the 3 options that they would go with. Option number 2, Kadavius Caldwell-Pope. Here's the deal. We seen him during the season come in for Avery Bradley when Avery Bradley missed games due to like little nicks and bruises throughout the season. He played very well in the starting lineup. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, you know, beating him up or anything, but I would say I think at this juncture you need him more with the bench unit than you need him with the starting unit. You have to keep some type of stability because if you take Caruso out of the bench unit, you know what I'm saying? You one of those guys, you need somebody to help Kuzma. Kuzma is still going to be your primary supporter in that bench unit. However, he needs a partner too. He can't just go around there flopping around. That's why his hair was gold instead of being black, because he was out here flopping around, too much responsibility, and he was going crazy. He pulled a Baker Mayfield. So the thing is, you got Caldwell-Pope out there. He's more of a standalone 3-point shooter, and he plays pretty decent defense. Where you got Caruso with the athleticism, and then option number 3 is, you know, Rondo. If I see this option, I'm going to be madder than a son of a boop. I guess I can't say that. So I don't want to see no Rondo out here. Rondo ain't played defense since 99. I don't got time for that. I know he a playmaker. Yeah, hold up. Let me check my stats. I meant to say 09. But here's the deal, right? You need a guy that can give you something on the defense. Do you know the Lakers are like, and I want to say the stat I read, like -5 or -6 or something like that with Rondo on the court. That ain't going to get the job done, buddy. Not with the title on the line. You need somebody that can stop, you know, something. You know, you got a scarecrow posted in the corner over there ready to shoot. Rondo, you going to do something about it? Oh, no, you over there fighting. Okay, no, don't worry about it. No big deal. No, you need someone that's going to give you some defense. Now, the positive of having Rondo is he's a playmaker. But do you really need the playmaker if LeBron out there? That's the ultimate playmaker. So you can like put Rondo with the bench unit and let him make plays off that. So with that said, I must say Avery Bradley was the biggest blow of the 5. But I do think the Lakers have players. And listen, we got to remember they still got Dion Waiters, floating around. I hear the rumors about J.R. Smith getting signed as well. So they're going to have enough bodies to, bring together and to plug that hole. But only time will tell us if that hole is too big to plug.
Yeah, to me, it's no doubt the biggest name out of this list that will not play is Avery Bradley. But sure, just like Drink there, let's just let's not completely ignore these guys. Let's just talk about them very briefly. Cauley Stein with the Dallas Mavericks. At least Dallas is in the playoffs, so that has some effect. But we got to remember, they're also they're going to be without Jalen Brunson. They could be without Courtney Lee, so that their depth is definitely severely tested, and I can't see them being a serious threat in the playoffs. It's going to be more about next year for the Mavericks. So we'll go ahead and pass that by. I'm not even going to address DeMarcus Cousins. You're not even on a roster, man. I don't even know why you even made this list. Davis Bertans. I gotta be honest with the viewers. I didn't know who this was before today. So thank you all for bringing him to my attention. It's good to see he's a scoring threat, although you play for the Wizards, so everybody's a scoring threat, and you can't stop anybody. But the Wizards, let's be honest, they got no business being in this bubble. They're in that one hotel where they'll have people, replacement people coming in to get them out of there very quickly. And then Ariza matters somewhat, but I mean, Portland's that one team where, yeah, Portland and New Orleans are the two teams that they needed to be in this bowl. Just see, hey guys, we was about to just make a run when the coronavirus hit. You remember that, right? So give us a few games to get in there. So, but Avery Bradley, this is a significant deal. On any given night, he could be your third. He could be your third best player. We've seen it. Defensively, he's consistent. He can still get it done on that end. And then he's capable of having breakout games. I believe there's that one game against the Clippers when the Lakers played the Bucks and the Clippers on a weekend where he put up about 25 points, hit a bunch of threes. So to me, he's the ultimate X factor for the Lakers because he can get it done on both ends as your third guy. And now you it's not so much that you don't have Bradley, but now it's really compromised your depth to a degree because now you have to bring in, and you broke it down very, very nicely with Caruso or Caldwell Pope. Having to come in that starting lineup, and it just makes your bench a little bit shorter, even though you do have Dion Waiters that you've signed. But it's going to be interesting. For me, it's going to be interesting for Frank Vogel, how he tinkers with this lineup. And I think it's going to be really interesting watching them before the playoffs start because Frank Vogel's he's going to have to figure out how to manage these rotations, how to get group of guys together that can trust each other come playoff time. We talked about with the Clippers all year. The Clippers have made several moves. They've had Paul George in and out the lineup. We've questioned their chemistry from time to time. To me, the Lakers are kind of in a similar situation right now with their chemistry. So I think it's going to be fascinating to see how they work it out. I do agree with you with the point about Rajon Rondo. I think there's no reason to start Rondo unless you're going to tell me LeBron is going to play more off ball, and I don't see that happening. LeBron's been the point guard the entire season. And the only time Rondo should be in the game is when LeBron's on the bench and you need somebody to initiate offense. But absolutely no question about it. Avery Bradley's the biggest loss out of this list.
Now, before we move on, just a quick question. Do you think this with Avery Bradley not playing, do that knock the Lakers? So if you had a hierarchy, right? So for me, my hierarchy, I had the Lakers winning it, right? Now, I ain't going to go against it. I'm still going to have them winning it. But somebody else might knock them down the hierarchy now. Does that change your hierarchy at any way, any left, right, up, down?
I've had the Clippers the whole way. I still have the Clippers, and I do think this matters.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see if there's any final higher profile players that stay out, maybe a number 2 or a number 3 on a team, kind of even a Lou Williams level player, maybe someone just a step above what we're talking about with these guys here, if that would have any sort of chain reaction down the line. I had Cousins on the list mostly because he is coming around and becoming healthy, and we remember last year, Golden State had him just for the playoffs type thing. So hey, maybe another team would want to do that again. We know how the NBA loves their names, and you're a dude. Then, but he's said from multiple teams that hey, I'm not interested. I want to get fully healthy. I'm shooting for 2021. I'm not really shooting for this year. So that's why he was on the list, despite him saying he's not going to be interested.
Or 2022.
Yeah, that just like, or for him, yeah, maybe further. But hopefully he gets back to it because he was averaging like 25, 26 points a game, when he was actually healthy 2 years ago. But so yeah, just final notes on the schedule. Players can opt out after the 30th, but teams are probably gonna want an answer within this week when the big transaction window is open, the full one anyway. Your hotel check-ins for the teams are going to be from July 6th to 9th, and the training camp's on the 11th. So most players are going to have pretty much through the weekend that are on these 22 teams to make their final decision. And after that, they'd be cutting it close. So, we'll see if there's any big surprises left to come this weekend.